Welcome, everybody. Mike Martinez, and today I have the pleasure of sharing the stage here, so to speak, with my friend, colleague, and partner in the public adjusting business, Miss Lisa Holmes. She's from Illinois. Lisa, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Mike. I'm glad to be.
Okay, it's great that you're here. And the reason why I say it's great that you're here is because you got a special kind of background. You started helping people in the, people that had catastrophic losses. You helped relocate them. Could you talk a little bit about that background so people could get an idea where you come from?
Sure. I was actually on the other side of the table in the claims arena. I was contracted by all the major insurance companies in the US to help their insureds during a catastrophic loss when they could no longer occupy their home. And a part of my responsibility was to find them housing, rent them furniture, get them moved in. That is the end of the process, but the process itself was quite lengthy and basically shepherding them through, having to leave their home and staying in a hotel until we can find a rental for them, and the responsibilities that they had to complete that process, and did it from thousands of miles away. Worked with over 1,500 insureds over 5 years.
Yeah, so as a public adjuster now, I'm sure prior to being a public adjuster, you got to see a lot of the frustrating situations that homeowners in those situations, right, in those catastrophic losses, the frustration that they got to go through, and that was an eye opener for you, right now as a public adjuster, no?
Very much so. I saw people that were incredibly organized and obviously professional people from their demeanor and working with them over the phone. And this process could crush even the most organized, educated person because they don't know what they don't know. And they had full-time lives before a catastrophe happened, before they didn't have the use of their home. And just think of trying to run a household out of one or two hotel rooms with children and pets sometimes. And it's beyond frustrating for them. Frustrating was probably the best thing that it was, because even even the most seasoned business person didn't know what they didn't know about the process and the procedures.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, because I mean, it's hard to comprehend us sitting here in an office, in your home, my home, and think about, being in such a catastrophic loss. Your mind is really just all over the place. Your mind is not focused on anything. You're really just focused on the loss that you just went through, right? So
Right.
a public adjuster can be a massive, massive, massive help in that situation. Do you find that to be so?
Absolutely. We are able to take the emotion out of the process for them, and we do that by giving them the education that their insurance company doesn't give them. We let them know what their responsibilities are. They have actual responsibilities that are in their policy that if they don't perform properly, it could void their coverage, or get the claim denied by the insurance company. So, and again, they don't even know that these processes exist. And that's just a small part of what we can do for them, is basically guide them through the process, give them some hope, give them some timelines, and give them a sounding board, because we return phone calls and a lot of insurance companies and insurance adjusters don't.
Yeah. That to me is the most gratifying aspect of my business, that I can go out and actually, be a light at the end of the tunnel for some of these terrible situations. Now, for anybody that's looking at this, by the way, if you're looking at this and you're going through an issue right now, you're going through some damage, you're just about, or you've already spoken to your insurance company, you want to have somebody on your side of the table, because the fact of the matter is that the adjuster that's coming from the insurance side, he's not really there to help. I mean, the bottom line is he's working for the insurance company.
That's
So,
right.
your interests may or may not be fully covered there. What we do as public adjusters, we are advocates for homeowners that experience damage. It could be a catastrophic loss, or it could be something as simple as your water heater busting, rotting out, and putting 40 gallons of water in your basement, and now you got a lot of damage and you don't know what to do. And again, those situations, they just scatter the mind, where you're saying, man, how do I handle this? And because you're not used to handling that, you miss a lot of things. And that's what we do as public adjusters. We are there in order to guide you through that process, and we actually take the process away from you, and we do the communicating, we do the letter writing, we do the emails, we do the court appearances, we do the things that you are not familiar doing, which we do on a consistent basis, and we're experts at doing that. So what would you say to a homeowner that's experienced some damage, but and already settled a claim, and I'm talking about over the last 12 months, on what they should do if they should look for us?
Well, in most states, you can reopen that claim within 1 year's time. And there have been any number of examples where claims have been flat out denied by insurance carriers. And what Metro can do is go in and reopen the claim. And again, like you said, we take care of everything behind the scenes. You don't need to get involved in any way, except we're there to answer your questions. And yeah, you can reopen a claim. And if there's more money to be had, or money to be had at all, we'll be the ones responsible for getting that for you. We'll keep you apprised every step of the way. You don't have to be involved in the process. You just have to be available when we may have questions for you, and then respond to those in a timely manner. That's your only responsibility.
Yeah, and in the last segment that you just spoke, you said something very interesting about getting denied, and that's the problem. You're either getting denied or you're getting shortchanged, right? So what we do is we make sure that you get paid fairly. Your settlement really is dictated by your policy. If your policy says you need to get paid for this, you need to get paid for it. But it is your responsibility as a homeowner to detail how it is that needs to be rectified. If you don't do that, right, most homeowners, what they do is they point, oh yeah, look, it's that water stain right there, that's where the water is coming from the roof. But that's not detailing the damage. That will only get you a coat of paint, right? But in reality, the insulation in the attic is damaged now because it was wet. Maybe the roof shingles are missing. Maybe the plywood under the roof. I mean, there's a specific layer of things that need to be rectified, and you need to know how to express that, because if you don't, you simply won't get paid. They'll just give you the one coat of paint, and that's all there is. So this is where we come in. This is where Lisa Holmes comes in. So if you're looking at this and you're a homeowner and you experience some damage, pick up the phone, give Lisa or myself a call, and say, hey, I saw your video. I got this damage. There's no out-of-pocket cost for us to go over and take a look at your policy, take a look at your damage, and see if you have something that we should go after, and then you decide if you want to use this or not. Again, we take everything away from you in the sense that we do the legwork. We do what needs to be done that you probably don't know how to do, right? So, Lisa, before we close, anything else you'd like to say before we close?
Yeah, I'd like to dovetail on something that you just mentioned, Mike. You talked about taking a look at their policy. That is the absolute key first step in the process, because once we do the policy review, that's the absolute first step that we take with you. We're going to be able to assess right away if there's something that we can do for you, and if we can't, we're going to know after we complete that process. More than likely we can, but it's not going to be dragged out over weeks and months for you to find out if that's something that we can help you with.
Yeah. And you know what? One of the things that our company does that a lot of I don't know any other public adjusting company that does, is that we provide free policy reviews, and we have a smart claim membership that's free, that allows you to kind of be guarded from some of the things that go on in the industry. But the policy review, what's important about that is that, you know, I was just speaking to somebody here in New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey, and they were with their policy, their insurance company for 24 years, and they weren't aware that the last couple of years their policy had changed from a fixed deductible to now a variable rate deductible, which is you know, is a percentage. And what happens, why it's variable, is because every year that's going to change, right? It may be 3% this year, but because of the, you know, of the rates going up next year, then that's going to change the deductible, right? So and that doesn't serve you. It really, you know, it's something that a lot of companies are doing now, and they're just kind of sneaking it in there. And if you're just, you know, doing like most people do, they receive their policy and they say, yeah, honey, put it in the safe, put it in the file cabinet, put it in the desk. No, most people don't even open up their policy. They think it's all the same, but it's not. There's a lot of little changes that are done in favor of the insurance company. And that's where, you know, we get comfortable, and we've been with the company 20 years, and we think that, hey, they got my best interest in mind. They're good people. They're on TV all the time saying how good they take care of people. When you actually need them, when you actually have a claim, that's when they take the magnifying glass and say, look at the fine print, right? So that's one of the services that we provide to safeguard our clients, to be able to go and take a look at their policy, absolutely no cost for that. And to educate you on what is a claim, what isn't a claim. So again, if you're a homeowner, you're looking at this, our number is here on the video. Pick up the phone, give us a call. Let us know that you'd like to have a free policy review, that you like to see, you know, that you like us to take a look at your claim that was already closed, but it's only been 6 months, and you want to see if you left any money on the table. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that we've reopened claims for that got just a few $1,000s and got a whole lot more money after we were able to reopen the claim, because there was a ton of money left on the table. The insurance company isn't going to volunteer that information. We do. We look after your best interest. Lisa, anything else you wanna close with?
Just that if we reopen a claim, or even if we're talking to you for the first time, your insurance agent is going to try to talk you out of working with us. The mitigation company, whether they come to take out the water, whether they come to board up your property, they might try to talk you out of working with a public adjuster. Everybody's going to try to talk you out of working with a public adjuster, because it decreases the amount of money that they're going to get paid. And hopefully we can increase the amount of money that you're going to get paid based on how your policy is written.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. You know, everybody, if you're doing any kind of legal procedure, you should have representation. And that's what we say. You know, it's up to you to make sure that you are represented properly and that you are taken through the steps properly. Again, the insurance company is not going to volunteer information. The reason why I am a public adjuster today is because my daughter and I, prior to becoming a public adjuster, I was an EMT. I was working in an ambulance. But my daughter had a claim, and she literally got a $58 check. And then she went out and reopened it with our company, and got over $9,000 from that same claim. So that's the thing. I mean, when you don't detail the damage, when you don't detail what it is that you need, you're not going to get it. And that's what we do. So we look over your best interest. Lisa, thank you very much for being with me today. I really appreciate you sharing your experience, what you went through, and you got a lot of great experience. If you're looking at this and you need Lisa's help, pick up the phone, give her a call. I'll tell you, she has an incredible heart, specifically working for people that are in those situations where, you know what, you're being kicked, right? And the worst thing is to be on the ground and be kicked some more. Lisa is the person that can be there to help you and to make sure that you get treated fairly. That's the whole thing. We're not looking to do anything other than what you should be getting, but we want to make sure you get everything you should be getting. So again, thank you, Lisa. And for those of you that are looking at this, pick up the phone, give us a call, let us know that we, you know, that you'd like us to take a look. There's no out-of-pocket cost for you. If we don't get you anything, you don't pay anything. We work like lawyers. So pick up the phone, give us a call. Lisa, thank you. I appreciate you being with me today.
Thanks, Mike.